Hello. Today's practice is a bit more of the basics of yoga, and so we're going to start in child's pose. Let's come with our knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes touching, arms stretch overhead. Forehead comes down to the earth, slight bend of the elbows. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Send that breath all the way into the belly. Let there be a slight pause. And then exhale it back out through the nose, tracing the breath as it passes into the lungs and the throat and out the nose. A few more cycles of breath here. Maybe rocking your forehead from side to side and really releasing your day. Let go of anything that happened before you came to your mat. And challenge yourself to just let go of any plans that you have for after this practice today. Stay here with the breath in this moment. Two more cycles of breath here. And on an inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Knees are underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders, pushing into the earth. Really feel a firm foundation there. Draw the belly in just a little bit. Neutral spine. And then we'll warm up the spine with some cat and cow. So on an inhale, lift chin, chest, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, round the back to come into cat. Send gaze to belly button. Inhale, return to cow pose. Exhale, round the back to come into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Return to a neutral spine. Reach the right arm forward. Bicep is right by the ear. Push the earth away with the left hand, and then lift the left leg to hip height. Spinal balance here. You can flex the foot if you'd like. Take a deep breath in, find some length, and exhale it out. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale. Deep breath in, push the earth away. On the exhale, release it down. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Return to that neutral spine. Send the left arm forward, bicep at ear height. Right leg reaches behind you as you push the earth away with the right hand. Flex the foot, dial the pinky toe down so that the hips are nice and even. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale to set it down, tabletop. Walking the hands forward. Tuck the toes under. And you can sink the hips back for a little bit more of a puppy dog, or lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Set your drishti, your gaze, right away between your feet. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Inhale to lift the heels to the sky just to warm up the ankles. Exhale to lower them toward the earth. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. And then notice I need to walk my hands forward a little bit so that they're underneath my shoulders. So the shoulders, elbows, wrists are in line. And then I'll send it back, downward facing dog. Staying in this distance of hands and feet apart. Inhale, wave it forward, high plank. Exhale, send it back. One more time. Inhale, wave it forward. Exhale, send it back. Push into the fingertips, the knuckles. On an inhale, lift the belly a little bit higher. Exhale, push the chest toward thighs. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Walk the feet to the hands. And we'll take a ragdoll here. Bend the knees deeply, crown of the head toward the earth so that you are looking through your legs. Hands can stay on the earth if that is more comfortable for you. You can also make a picture frame of the face, reaching for the elbows. Maybe there's some movement with the spine here, either side to side or front to back. And then release the hands. Toe heel your feet together. Inhale, lift halfway. So this is like a swimmer on a starting block. Flat back, knees can be bent. Fingers can be on the shins or on the earth. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale, lifting, mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms reach to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Close the eyes here for Samastitihi. That means standing at attention. We root our feet all four corners into the earth. Lift the knees and the thighs, draw the belly in and soften the shoulders. We'll take a cycle of breath here in gratitude for someone or something in your day today. And a cycle of breath in forgiveness of yourself or of another. And a cycle of breath to set an intention for today's practice. Something that you need both on and off of the mat. And we set that intention in the affirmative, I am, and then fill in that blank. I am calm. I am free. I am at peace. And we'll start with a few sun A's. Open the eyes, reach the arms to the sky. Palms can be separate or together. Exhale, hinge forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway. On the exhale, step it back. Come to the knees. Shift your weight forward so shoulders are right over the wrists, face is forward. Lower all the way down to the belly. Push the elbows back on an inhale. Lift chin and chest, cobra pose. Exhale to lower it down, coming to the knees and sending it back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Set the gaze right between the feet. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. On the inhale, feet come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale, root down to rise tall, mountain pose, Tadasana. Gaze can go up. Exhale, hinging forward, Uttanasana. Feel free to bend the knees here. Inhale, halfway lift, deep knee bend. Crown of the head's reaching forward. Exhale. Plant the hands and step it back, coming to the knees. Shift your face forward. Lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for that cobra pose. Pull the shoulders back, away from the ears. Exhale, lower it down. Come to the knees, tuck the toes, send it back to a downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale. And exhale. We'll work towards our warrior one here. Lift the right leg. Use the thigh to lift it, hip height. Push into the fingertips, send the hips back a little bit more. Exhale, bring the knee forward, step it forward. Spin your back foot so it's at about a 45-degree angle. Push down into the right leg. Notice that the knee is directly over the ankle, and then lift the arms, warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Really push through that back heel a little bit more. And on an exhale, hands come down to the earth. Flip the back heel, maybe bring that knee down, right knee comes back. Lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for that cobra pose. Exhale, lower, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, hip height. Push the hips back as you push forward into the fingertips. On the exhale, draw that knee forward, step the left foot forward, spin the right heel down. Check in, knee over ankle here. Inhale to rise up, warrior one. Push into that back heel. Draw your left hip back if you can, but you can have a little bit of an angle with the hips. Just try to draw the left shoulder back. Push back into your right heel. And on an exhale, hands come down to the earth. You can bring that right knee down. Left knee comes back. Face comes forward. Lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for a cobra. Exhale, send it back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to draw that knee forward. Stay here. Bring the shoulders over the wrists and the gaze between the hands. Can you lift that thigh a little bit closer into the chest? And then stepping it forward, spin the back foot flat. Rise up, warrior two. Push down into the right heel. And then back into the knife edge of your left foot. Gaze right over the front fingertips. And breathe. Softening the shoulders, bringing them right over the hips. On an exhale, extended side angle, right forearm to the thigh. Left fingertips reach overhead, bicep comes toward the left ear. Push into the knife edge of the left foot. And then see if you can turn sternum toward the sky. Long neck and spine. On an inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay with the beautiful lunge. Reach the right hand forward. And then up to the sky and back overhead. I like to gaze down at my back foot. It keeps my breath flowing freely. You can also gaze up at the right arm. One more deep breath in. Stretch a little bit further back. On the exhale, bring the hands down to the earth. Turn the back toes. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to hinge. Inhale, rise up tall, mountain pose Tadasana. Big toes are together, maybe a little bit of space between the heels. And then sink into a chair pose, bending the knees. Sink the hips back, slight rounding of the lower back. Feel free to bring hands to heart center here so you can focus in on the legs. They're squeezing toward one another. And you're dropping back into your heels. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale. On the exhale, hinge forward. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Grab the big toes with peace fingers. Inhale, bend the knees flat back. Exhale to hinge forward. Just a ragdoll variation here. You can pull up on the big toes if that feels better. A little bit of swaying your weight from side to side. And then release the hands, toe, heel, feet together. Halfway lift. On the exhale, step it back. Coming to the knees perhaps, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for that cobra pose. Exhale, send it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw it forward. Knees coming into the chest. Your right heel is lifted, shoulders are over the wrists, and the gaze forward, neck long, crown of the head's reaching. And then step the left foot forward, spin the back heel down, rise up warrior two. Arms are reaching front to back here, muscles hug into the bones. Front knee is tracking toward the pinky toe. Knee is close to being over the ankle, but maybe you're a little bit higher up, and that's perfectly fine. Push into the knife edge of the back foot. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, that extended side angle. Left forearm to thigh. Right fingertips reach forward. Bicep comes to the ear. Push into the knife edge of your right foot and then spin sternum to sky. With each inhale, feel the rib cage lengthening. One more exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm's down the back leg, left arm's reaching back. Gaze up or down. Check in with your front knee, still tracking towards pinky toe. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the earth. Spin up the back heel, step the right foot forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, root down to rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale into a chair pose. Hands can come to heart center. We sink those hips back. That chair, imagine, is a little bit too far back. And we breathe. Becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable that is chair pose. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands, stepping it back, coming to the knees. Or you can go from a high plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, lift into a cobra. Exhale, pushing it back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift that belly a little bit higher. Exhale to push the thigh or the chest toward thighs and thighs back to the wall. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, step it forward. Low lunge. We'll take a crescent lunge variation here, releasing left knee to the earth. You can untuck the toes, lift arms to the sky. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, arms reach tall. Exhale, cactus the arms, gaze goes up. Stay here for a few cycles of breath. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, twist to your right. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Gaze can follow, squeeze inner thighs together. Inhale, return to crescent moon. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee and step it forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to hinge. Inhale, root down to rise tall, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to heart center. I'll face you for this. Tree pose is next. So for tree pose, you'll root down into your left foot, and then you can lift the right knee and send it off to the side. So you can keep your toe down on the earth here. You can bring the sole of your foot to your calf. You can also bring it all the way up to the inner thigh. Just trying to avoid the knee joint. Push the left leg into the sole of the right foot. Hands can remain at heart center, keeping the belly drawn in. And on an exhale, release the arms to your side. Foot comes to the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms tall, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, stepping it back. Send the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Release the right knee down to the earth. Checking with the front knee. It should be stacked over the ankle. Untuck the back toes and lift the arms to the sky. Crescent lunge variation here. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale, goal post the arms. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, arms reach tall. Exhale, twist to your left. Left arm's reaching back, right arm forward here. Gaze can go back to the left thumb. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, return to that crescent variation. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Tuck the back toes under, lift that knee. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, rise tall, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart. So we'll take another tree pose here, root down into the right foot, and then lift that left sole of the foot to the standing leg. Perhaps it's to the calf. Maybe it's all the way up to the thigh, or maybe this time, this side, your balance is a little off, and so you use the big toe on the earth. Be okay with where you're at today. Listen to each inhale and each exhale. On your exhale, release your hands to your side. Release the foot to the earth. Inhale to sweep it up, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale to hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway. And exhale, coming to your seat. We'll take a few little a little bit of core work here. So come onto your back. Tabletop on the back. So a 90-degree bend with the knees and the arms reach overhead. Now, most of the time we have some arching of the low back here. So instead you want to push down into the back, draw the belly in. Feel the shoulders just kind of soften and sink into the earth. Feet are flexed. Inhale, reach the right arm back. Left leg reaches forward and hovers. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, left arm reaches back. Right leg pushes forward. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Check in. Are you still pushing down? Inhale with the low back. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale. Last one. Exhale on that side. Inhale. And exhale. Nice work. Draw the knees into the chest. Little bit of rolling around one direction and then the other. Coming to center, let's take a bridge pose. Feet come down to the earth. Typically you want your ankles directly underneath your knees, but then you can check the length of your arms. You should be able to just touch your ankles with your fingertips. And then before we lift the hips at all, push down into the head, lift the shoulders and tuck them under. Good. Now push lower back down. Feel the feet, the heels and the balls of the feet root down and then lift the hips. Now you can reach for the insides of the ankles or interlace fingers underneath the back. You can also take robot arms, push down into the elbows and the upper arms to lift the hips a little bit higher. Imagine that there's a block between your knees and you're pushing into that block. Feel the glutes engage here. Push down into the heels. And then lower the spine to earth, one vertebra at a time. We'll come to a Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together, knees butterfly open. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Typically we close our eyes here and return to your breath. Know that you have a little bit of control over how deep of a stretch this is for your inner thighs. You can always push your feet forward, or you can draw them in closer to the body. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of class. I am, and fill in that blank, knowing that that can be true. Slowly draw the knees together and give yourself a squeeze. Set the left foot down on the earth, knee towards sky. Cross the right ankle over that left thigh for a supine half pigeon. So this is how we can open up our hips here. Lift that left knee, bring the hands behind the thigh, and maybe pull it a little bit closer to the body. You can stay here, push the right knee forward a little bit. Sometimes with an elbow feels good. Maybe you straighten the left leg, or you almost straighten the left leg. Let's see where you can release tension. Perhaps it's in the jaw or the neck or the shoulders. Let there be some space between the teeth. And relax the torso. Release that side. Left foot comes back down to the earth. Bring the right foot down. Knees come together, feet to the outer edges of the mat. Stay here for 2 cycles of breath. And then bring that sole of the right foot to the earth. More centered. Cross that left ankle over right thigh. Reach on through to create that figure four, pulling the right thigh toward body. Left knee is pushing forward. Left foot can be flexed. Soften the torso. And then come to your degree of a stretch, playing around with the right leg a little bit. Slowly release this side, bringing the sole of the right foot to the earth and then the left foot. Draw the knees into the chest for another squeeze. Happy baby pose. Knees open up wide. Then reach for the soles of the feet, opening up the feet nice and wide as well. You're pulling down on the feet as you push the feet up and feel the lower back root into the earth. All too often you see people will have their lower back lifted. That really feels pretty icky for the spine. So you want to release that low back into the earth. Some movement from side to side might feel good. Definitely smile. If you've ever seen a baby in this position, they're usually giggling and laughing. Knees come into the chest. Arms go out to a T. Take a 90-degree bend with the knees, and then allow them to float over to the left. Gaze can go to the right, but I want you to think about having eyes in the back of your head and turning those eyes to the left. A little bit more of a release for the neck here. Head comes to center. Knees lift to center. Lift the hips a little bit to realign the spine. And then allow the knees to float over to the right. And send the gaze over to the left. But let those eyes in the back of your head gaze over to the right. Head comes to center. Knees come back to center. Give yourself one final squeeze. And release into Shavasana. We'll take a guided body scan here. Allow your heels to sink into the earth. Feel the ankles release as the feet flap open. The calf muscles release. The muscles that support the knee joints let go. Feel the right thigh sink into the earth and then the left thigh. Until your entire lower body is light and loose and relaxed. Send your breath into the pelvic floor, creating space there so the right hip can release and then the left hip. Let the breath soften the low back, the mid back, the upper back. That breath travels along the spine, releasing the muscles that support each vertebrae. Your right shoulder softens and then the left shoulder. The right arm becomes heavy and then the left arm. Let go of any tension in the forearms, and perhaps in the fingertips or the thumbs. Soften the neck. Let there be some space between the teeth and between the teeth and the cheeks. The eyes soften, and so does that space between the eyebrows. Eventually, imagine your breath being sent right through the crown of your head. And then simply return to your natural breath, knowing that that is enough, that you are enough. Find some movement for your head, for the fingertips and the toes. Reaching your arms long overhead. Take a full body stretch. Arch the back. On an exhale, bend the knees. Roll to your right side. Use your arm as a pillow here. And just settle in. Sink into the earth. Let go. Keeping your eyes closed and your attention drawn inwards. Make your way to Sukhasana, a seated cross-legged position. Closing the eyes, drawing the hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, thumbs to third eye center. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Bowing it forward. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time.